Tyberos, known as the Red Wake, and the Reaper Lord of the Void, holds the position of Chapter Master, or Shade Lord, within the Carcharodons chapter of Space Marines, the Space Sharks. He also commands the formidable battle barge, Nicor. In addition to these roles, he also serves as the company master of the Carcharodons' elite First Company, the Red Brethren. Incredibly large, even among Astartes, Tyberos towers over his fellow Marines. His presence is commanding and silent, and his decisions carry undeniable authority. On the battlefield, it's considered a great honour for his fellow Void Brethren to witness the sheer devastation unleashed when the leader of the Space Sharks passes judgment upon the enemy. As standard practice, Tyberos deploys the veterans of his first company across the other companies of the chapter. They serve as formidable force multipliers and act as his eyes, ears, and enforcers. Their very presence ensures unwavering loyalty to the chapter among all Carcharodon fleets. Tyberos took on the role of Force Commander during their unexpected and ruthless involvement in the Badab War. Leading the elite Terminators of the First Company, he spearheaded one brutal assault after another, leaving a trail of enemy Astartes in their wake during the violent Badab campaign. His twin artifact gauntlet weapons, Hunger and Slake, were instruments of carnage in his hands. During the Badab War, the Carcharodons made an unexpected appearance in the Maelstrom Zone in the year 910 of Millennium 41. This sudden arrival at the edge of the Golothan Wastes initially caused great concern among both Loyalist and Rebel forces. Under leadership of their formidable captain, the Carcharodons were met with suspicion by the Loyalists upon their arrival. Surprisingly, Tyberos himself offered cooperation to the Inquisitor Legate responsible for prosecuting the Badab War, and Lord Commander Karab Kuln of the Red Scorpions chapter, who served as the overall commander of the Loyalist Astartes forces. To establish their legitimacy, Tyberos presented the notices patent of his chapter, which affirmed their rights and titles granted by the High Lords of Terror and Inquisitors from long past. In a demonstration of trust, Tyberos even submitted himself to psychic interrogation and gene sampling performed by the Inquisitors' team. As the campaign reached its bitter conclusion, both the Inquisitor and Lord Commander Karab Kuln recognized the immense value of having such a force join the battle, hastening the conflict's end. Although Kuln remained cautious about the Carcharodons' loyalties and their potential deviation from the Codex Astartes during their long voyage through the Void, he couldn't deny their effectiveness. During the war, Tyberos earned a fearsome reputation for his brutal combat skills, wielding two ancient relic gauntlets that left a trail of mangled corpses among the rebel forces. Leading his elite Terminator squad, he conducted relentless attacks, unmatched in ferocity throughout the Badab War. Witnesses described Tyberos as a blood-soaked killing machine, leaving destruction and carnage in his wake. Stationed aboard the battle barge Nicor, he often led the chapter's veterans from the elite First Company. This assault Terminator squad, armed with lightning claws, followed their formidable commander in bloody assaults against all who defied the Emperor's will. Tyberos wore a heavily modified suit of tactical dreadnought armour that suited his massive stature. Dozens of brass bonding studs adorned the grey ceramite plates, reinforced with adamantium rods. A weathered skull dangled from a chain at Tyberos's waist, ancient and lifeless, mirroring the soulless black lenses of the Red Wake's boar-snouted helm. Tyberos rarely appeared without his archaic Terminator armour, but when he did, his face was a nightmarish visage, with half of his skull exposed in a bloodless grin, and his eyes were like dark, soulless black orbs. When communicating with the other Loyalist Astartes commanders during the Badab War, Tyberos never raised his voice above a soft whisper, which always carried an ominous aura of impending death. Even more terrifying were the two formidable gauntlets he wore, known as Hunger and Slake. These ancient power fists combined vicious power talons with twin-linked underbite chain blades lined with menacing adamantium teeth. The devastation they unleashed had to be witnessed to be believed. How Tyberos came into possession of these rare archaeotech weapons remains a subject of speculation. His entire suit of ancient battleplate pulsed with the immense power required to keep its servo bundles active, making the very air around Tyberos feel charged with the energy of the ultimate predator.